Welcome to another episode of the Olive Roots podcast. I'm your host, Chosi Ayub. Today we're going to talk about Eddie Murphy, a long time actor from Hollywood, very talented. He did stand-up comedy and then got into film and sketches and different characters. Well, as you know, he was under the wing of a lot of Jays in New York that took him on and made a lot of money off of him. And then he did his character in Coming to America, and where he played a Jay character called Saul. And then he did this movie called You People, and they criticized him. So you can never win with these people. So I'm going to share 4 videos with you today and a little bit of information as well. So hopefully you're ready and hopefully you have enough popcorn. In the meantime, make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe if you have not, and check out the merch on the oliverootspodcast.com. So where do we begin? All right, the first video I want to play is the time Arcerio Hall confronts his good friend Eddie Murphy for not voting. That was in 1992. And Eddie Murphy said pretty much voting is pointless, which he knew before most people did. Presidents are selected, not elected. So let's start with this video till more people come in so we can get into the meat after that. So here we go. Let's see what this is all about.
It's interesting that you're going to play a politician, but you kind of hate politics.
I don't hate politics at all.
So I think he's referring to the distinguished gentleman. That's the role where Eddie Murphy played a politician.
Play a politician, but you kind of hate politics.
I don't hate politics at all.
You don't vote.
Yeah, well, I have what's the best way? What's the best way of putting this without
A hate for politics.
No, it's not a hate for politics. It's like, I don't remember a time when people were happy in this country,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no, I can't get off. When I feel like somebody is representing me and I look and say, okay, I'm voting for him because he's going to do something for me, really for me, then I'll vote. But if it's a question of like, well, I know I'm going to have a foot in my ass, who got the smallest feet?
That's a good way to put it. All right.
I'm not with it.
So when
What size Perot got? Yeah, 'cause I know George Bush wears some 13 Triple E. I'm not going all into that.
When you look at Clinton, Bush, and Perot, do you see anybody you have an interest in voting for?
Hey, man, I say my prayers, and I'm a spiritual person. And I'm going to let God settle all this craziness and all this.
But we can't all do that, Eddie.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing, man. That's what I'm doing.
Smart man.
I think it's a higher power than all of it. I think it's a higher power than government. I think it's a higher power than all of those things. And I've been let down personally. You feel let down, and you feel like you're a victim. I've had all that stuff in my life, And I'm down with that higher power. That's who I give my vote.
I think we all have been let down many times, and hopefully now you guys know that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter who you vote for because they already knew who's next.
But isn't that kind of like being a slave on the plantation and just singing and saying, Lord will make a way?
How you figure?
Just sing. And like, Lord will make a way instead of whipping some ass or voting.
But what's that going to accomplish by whipping some ass and voting?
It will accomplish more than just praying. I think prayer must be accompanied by some kind of action.
Oh, but see, that's if you feel that the government is doing things for you. You feel like the government is helping you out and doing things for you and has your interest, your best interest at hand.
That's why I'm going to vote, because I believe.
But have you ever felt like that?
So the guy on the right thinks his vote matters. The one on the left knows what time it is.
Have you ever felt?
I'll just keep voting until I find somebody who has my interest at hand.
Wait now. But who's tripping then? If you just going down in the booth and pulling this lever and I'm singing, who's tripping? Who's to say what happens when you go pull a lever and they say, oh yeah, we counted the votes and there's this and who knows what goes on, man?
Who knows, guys? Oh, it's rigged. It's China interfering. Yeah, China.
I know, but you have nothing. Hey, Chief, you have nothing to do with any of it. Any of it. There's some cats that run this thing. Nah, I'm not doing this. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's crazy and rock the vote and all that. But there are a bunch of cats that run this planet, and they just wait on the higher power to handle things.
A bunch of cats that run this world, and they have a tiny hat.
Read your Bible.
Read your Bible. It's like he's very aware, even though he was under those people. Interesting.
Read your Bible. Read your Bible. I read Revelations. They ain't say nothing about, and thou shalt rock the vote. rock thine right to vote.
I think that's satirically sound, but I really think you got to rethink that concept. Where were you doing the riots? You were out here, right?
I was watching the riots.
Yeah. When you watched that, what did you think?
I was angry, and I was confused, and frustrated. You feel?
Maybe they're referring to the Rodney King. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Frustrated, because you feel like, I don't know, man. I think the two greatest black minds ever, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm X. Martin Luther King had the tiny hat community all over him, and he became a Zionist. Malcolm X woke up and knew who was behind everything. So, yeah, Malcolm X.
And those brothers passed away. And
they didn't pass away. They got assassinated by you-know-who.
And racism is as prevalent in society now as it's ever been. It's covert now. It's even worse because you don't even know who's who. And we've moved this far. And it's like, it ain't like I'm on the plantation singing like we shall overcome, because it's not like I'm not on that tip. I'm not singing. It's like I know you have to do certain things to be successful in this system, and I know you have to go by the laws and follow all this stuff and work. You can be successful in this system. And turning over an apple cart ain't gonna get you nothing but shot by the powers that be. And people say, oh, he's down, and you be dead. I'm here to make some movies and make people laugh, and God will handle all this madness. He will handle it all. I'm an artist. We'll be right back with...
Well said. Well said. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. That's just a little intro for the show to show you he's a critical thinker. Okay. The next video, it's a vintage video, and he talks about being haunted by a J ghost, and he's talking to Johnny Carson. So let's take a look at this video real quick.
I'm getting tired of this question, but you've had such amazing success in a short time. How has it changed? Have you changed your whole lifestyle outside of a few new duds? Huh?
I'm moving out of my house.
Yeah.
But it's not cause of the... There's a ghost in my house. That's why I'm moving.
A ghost?
Yes.
Does he talk, or you just see him?
See, blacks aren't like whites with the ghosts in
I didn't
the
know
house.
that. What's
they
the
aren't
difference?
like whites?
No.
I was watching Poltergeist on television, on cable.
Yeah.
And I noticed that y'all just stay in the house when the house is haunted. And,
Well, that's a difference.
and, 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 We leave.
You leave.
And I'm leaving because an old Jewish man died in my house.
Yeah.
It's very unnerving. You be in the house, you hear, boo.
Interesting.
Get off my lawn, you schwatzer.
So time to cut.
So cracking some J jokes, but at the same time, a J ghost. What, did he dabble with Kabbalah and start bringing some demons? Or he just cracking jokes? I don't know. I'll let you guys judge. Now we're going to move on to a few of his roles. But before we do that, let's see who's managing Eddie Murphy. So a quick little Google search, we found this information. The real life managers. Eddie Murphy's breakthrough was largely guided by a management team with deep roots in New York's comedy club scene. So you know who owns the comedy club scenes where they make billions and the artists make nothing, especially back in the day. So that included J Club owners and managers. So we have Robert D. Wash, an entertainment lawyer turned manager. Wash co-founded the famous comic strip live club in Manhattan. They love to make money from the goyim, especially the black goyim. Oh man, the music industry? Woo-wee! He discovered a teenage Murphy, managed him for over a decade, and helped produce many of his early films. I wonder if Murphy had to do something to work with Mr. Robert. We also have Richard Tenkin, co-founder of Comic Strip Live with Watts. Tinkin also managed Murphy for his first 10 years in the business and helped produce specials like Delirious and Raw. So it sounds like both of those work together. Then we have Mark Landsman. Every time you see somebody's name ends with man, question it. Murphy's longtime business manager, who has handled his finances for nearly 40 years. They know money. They know money now. You gotta get your money right. All right, so that's a little bit of information to show you the group of people that look out for Eddie Murphy. So he's supported by the Tiny Hat community. He cracks some jokes, they laugh, he's funny. He had a Yiddish accent in New York. And then eventually he took the stage with the character of Saul in Coming to America in the late 80s, I believe 1988. So we're going to see this video where he transforms into Saul. Okay? This is where things are going to get interesting. So pay attention.
You can just imagine an actor like Eddie, who's great at doing impersonations, when he's limited only to being able to change his voice and maybe his expression to create a character. Here he's actually doing it in the makeup. He is the character, but that being said, it's not enough to just look the part. You've got to believe it, and that's what Eddie brought to the character once he was free enough in the makeup to realize that he could be that character and get away with it completely.
Get away with it completely. These are all God's chosen people, by the way. So they approved.
And the beginning of the process is actually I had to take a life cast of Eddie. We actually make a mold of his head so we can duplicate it, so I have not just one of those. And with the plasticine clay, I sculpt the new face on this life cast. The way that the makeup's
The nose. They had to get the nose right. They know.
done, though, it's not all one piece. It's not like a big mask. There are multiple pieces. So I pre-painted the pieces because the makeup process takes a long time. And so once I had all these pieces set up, then it's a matter of gluing it onto Eddie's face.
We had fun. I mean, Eddie actually was so into it. He went around the lot at Paramount, started flirting with secretaries. And
Flirting with secretaries, half his age. Not Eddie Murphy, the character, because that's typical, that's Talmudic.
everyone bought him. Everyone bought him as this old guy. The design is basically based on Rick's father-in-law, who's not Jewish, by the way, but what the hell. I actually used him to double the guy. He's in a couple of shots.
I gotta say, John was great. He treated him, like a star. You got his own little dressing room and was really, really kind to old Nestor. He was an old man at the time, and it was kind of the highlight of Nestor's life, But the makeup is very much based on Nestor, and a little bit of my father as well. It's my father's forehead, But what happened was when the studio saw the tape of the old Jewish man, they said, it doesn't look like Eddie Murphy. We can't tell it's Eddie Murphy. It's like, we're paying him all this money. We want to see Eddie Murphy.
I'm Eddie Murphy. I am the young black movie star of Paramount Pictures. She's
I'm real proud of the stuff that I did on Coming to America, but especially the old Jewish guy. I think that's the best makeup in the movie, and it's actually the one I worked the hardest on, I was most concerned about and most frightened about doing. But I still think it holds up as a pretty decent makeup. This day and age now we use different materials, we use silicones and things to help get a very realistic looking flesh, but I think even with the foam rubber, it worked out pretty well on Eddie, and I'm still really quite happy with that makeup.
Yeah.
What was your style in that picture?
I believe it's great makeup. So they're Jays, and they supported this character. But things eventually changed, because you know how these people will turn on you, drop of a shekel, right? So let's see, the last portion of this live, which is the meat, it's Judy Gold, and the title is Netflix's You People, the movie You People, has lazy, simple jokes about the Jays. And this was a video by Cuomo on the News Nation. But before I share the video, I want to show you an article that also happened to take place. So this is the Times of Israel, and this was the article in 2023, before October 7. Okay. Critics pan painful portrayal of Jays in race relations rom-com You People. Film topping Netflix charts accused of playing on stereotypes for cheap laughs, depicting Jay's main character as white, privileged, and uncool, foil to black Muslim love interest. So as you know, we got the Jay family and we got the black Muslim family. And of course, they wanted to complain probably about this because it looked cooler than this. And they are white, but not white enough because of the nose. Privilege? Absolutely. Uncool? Yeah, we know that. So that's a little picture here. You got Jonah Hill, which is a J, if you didn't know. And Lauren London in a scene from You People, courtesy of Netflix. So let's take a look at this. The hit Netflix comedy You People, which explores race relations between the Jays, Muslim, and black communities in America. They try to knock all these oppressed people in America. has come under fire for allegedly reinforcing anti-Semitic tropes about Jays being white, privileged, and racist. Oy vey! How could you? So they don't care what was said here or here. It's all about here. Okay, fair enough. The film, starring comedian Eddie Murphy and Jay actor, they had to say he's Jay, Jonah Hill, follows a Jay man and a black Muslim woman as they fall in love and attempt to navigate cultural and religious barriers between each other and their families. That's an interesting thing. Not sure if you watched the film or not, but I would like to watch it again just to see what I can learn from it. It has become a runaway success for the streaming service, racking up more than 55 million viewing hours in its first week. That's huge. However, some critics have complained, critics, they have a tiny hat, have complained that the comedy relies heavily on damaging stereotypes to drum up cheap laughs. So they got Eddie Murphy, that is also sponsored and managed by the Jays. He played different characters and they laughed, and he's can imitate a Yiddish accent, and they're like, oh, Eddie Murphy, we love Eddie Murphy. And then you also have Jonah Hill, which is also a Jay, and they still had to complain. Okay. The J family are positioned as white, privileged, and racist. The black family just has a stern dad. I thought they're Muslim. Now they're just black. I guess pick and choose, you know. At the end, there is much J apologizing for racism. None for anti-Semitism. So that's what they were pissed about. Oh, we are the only victims. How can you be victim when you're black? No, the Holocaust was bigger than the slavery. That word never appears. Tweeted David Badiel. Who's this person? David, author of Jays Don't Count. Yeah, they don't count. Let me see who this demon is. Oy vey. Oy vey. It's this guy. David Lionel Badale is an English comedian, presenter, screenwriter, and author. He became known for his early work alongside Rob Noonan in the Mary Whitehouse Experience, and later for his comedy partnership with Frank Skinner. Oy vey. Okay, so that's the guy that complained. Okay, just to show you how these people look. Jays don't count. A polemic against anti-Semitism among modern-day progressives. Allison Josephs, an American Orthodox Jay influencer and executive director of the nonprofit Jay in the City, accused the movie of conflating white privilege with the Jay American experience. Well, let's see who's Allison Joseph. Allison Joseph. Okay. Oy vey. So this is Allison Josephs. Allison Josephs is an award-winning writer, director, producer. Whoa, has been involved in Jay advocacy for over 20 years and is the partner in Torah mentor to actress Mayim Bayalik. Who is Mayim Bayalik? Let's find out. Oy vey, actress and former game show host. Mayim, which means water in Hebrew. Chaya, alive. Bialik is an American actress, neuroscientist, and author who rose to fame in the 1990s for her role in the NBC sitcom Blossom. After the show ended, she earned a bachelor degree in Hebrew and Jay studies and neuroscience, and later a PhD in neuroscience from UCLA in 2007. Her doctorate focused on the role of oxycontin and vasopressin in adolescents with Prader-Willi syndrome and obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay, that was a lot. But yeah, this is God's chosen people. Okay. So she was not happy. Okay. Let's proceed. Jay is depicted in the film can just call his J family friend and get a job. Yeah, you can just call your J family friend and get a job. She complained on social media. Of course she complained. Because it's what we all do. Yeah. We got our jobs with all those J family connections. No lies detected. Josephs told U.S. outlet Newsweek that she had spoken with many other J people who are really, really upset by this movie because they did not bring anti-Semitism. There was a chance, we missed it. There are so many falsehoods or so many claims put out there without any challenge. So now that becomes just part of what people may accept to be true. Oy vey, no, our image. It's an erasure of J history. What J history, bro? Go back to Eastern Europe. An invalidation of all that we've been through. Oh no, all we've been through and all that we continue to go through. Oy vey, we've been oppressed for 2,000 years. It was a really painful movie to watch, she said. Oh, here's the legend, the biggest anti-Semite. Writing for the J Telegraphic Agency, Cynthia Silverstein shared her disappointment seeing the film's monolithic treatment of race and culture and approach to comedy based on persistent racial othering. So let's see who is Cynthia Silverstein. She belonged to Larry Silverstein that was involved in September 11. Let's find out. Oh my God, come on. Oh man, they don't have too much information about her, but this is how she looks. God's chosen people. And Cynthia Silverstein is a double diasporic visual activist, writer, researcher, nonprofit arts leader, working across photography, culture organizing, community-based storytelling. Oh, God's chosen people. Okay, that's enough about this person. All right, let's proceed. Let's proceed. Make sure I'm sharing the right window. Okay. The families in the movie she wrote bore little resemblance to her own blended family of Mexican and Black Jays. Órale. Be careful, Mexico's in danger. In creating the world for you people, the writers continue a dated tradition of movies that overly simplify the worlds they depict based on racial binaries, she wrote. They're never happy. Even when you give them representation, they're not happy. Media consultant Linda Lovich, writing on the Times of Israel blog platform, noted the timing of the film amid concerns of an upstick in anti-Semitic rhetoric and increasing scrutiny of J black ties. Let's see who is this person, Linda Lovich. So Linda Lovich is this demon right here, right there. Look at this demon. Of course, the Star of Rimfan flag. And say it better, Linda Lovich Communication. Oy vey. Linda Lovich has worked with the top Israeli spokespeople from the Prime Minister Office, the Israel Defense Forces, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. She has also trained Israeli executives in high-tech how to present themselves and their startup nation products to global audience. This is this demon right here. Look at this demon. That's how demons look like. Okay. Just want to, you know, we're going to keep digging deep every day here. All right. Unacceptable at any time. A movie flogging these negative stereotypes is especially troubling at this moment. It's always troubling, isn't it? She wrote, it would be a good time for Jays in Hollywood to put forth positive images of Jays. It's shameful when the groveling, oblivious, overwoke Jay is the best we can do. Jay-Black relations came under the microscope recently following a series of high-profile anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. centered around the prominent Black celebrities Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, they called him an anti-Semite. West, a rapper known as Ye, recently began loudly pushing anti-Jay rhetoric, which climaxed with his telling far-right shock jock Alex Jones that he loved you know who and defended the Austrian painter. Irving, a basketballer for the NBA's Nets, publicized an old video by the Black Hebrew Israelites who are critical of Jays, resulting in his temporary suspension from the Brooklyn team. You know who owns the Brooklyn team? Well, I stand with Irving. They have nothing on him. Joseph's also aimed fire at Jonah Hill. Oh, they at their own for his role in the film. The only two possibilities are that he's ignorant or he is full of so much self-hatred. So he's a self-hating Jay. Oh, God. You can't win with these people. Poor guy. That he didn't push back, she said. I think the film is irredeemable, Joseph added. And I think it's horribly damaging. And I think it will increase the division, a wedge between the Black and Jay community. I think this movie will endanger Jays. I think it's a really irresponsible movie, oy vey. Yeah, so that's a little bit about this article. But now is the time for the long clip. So make sure you grab more popcorn. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's just go over a few posts here. Thank you, Casey. Thank you for the flower and the 30 shekels. Thank you, Casey. Really appreciate it. And we got one more. Polyfis. Watch Eddie in Trading Places about Wall Street. I will do. You know, I stopped watching movies even though I'm an actor and filmmaker, but praise the Lord, he protected me from Hollywood. And I was mad that I wouldn't book these roles, but now I know why. All right, now let's proceed, guys, with this video. Hopefully you grabbed your popcorn. Hopefully you're ready for whatever's to come. And this was a video I told you on Cuomo News Nation with Judy Gold saying, "You people, the movie, has lazy, simple jokes." All right, let's take a look.
Is a clip from You People featuring Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy, the #1 movie right now on Netflix.
Netflix, You People, called damaging to J people.
But some members of the Jewish community don't think it's funny. In fact, they think it's horribly damaging or even irredeemable to their community. Why? Scenes like this.
We can rent a boat and go out, hang out.
Oh,
All of us.
that would be really fun. I think I can make that happen.
Well, we'll think about it because black folks don't really have a good relationship with boats.
That's very true, or water.
Kind of like Jews with trains, right?
Oh, bingo.
Are you trying to compare the Holocaust to slavery?
Ooh, that's the perfect argument. Have you ever seen a black person and a J person talking about oppression? You can't beat the J. But that was that was good.
Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not doing, I mean, I wouldn't do that.
What do you see in that?
I see that the victim did not win in that scene. Well, I guess the Holocaust is worse than slavery, according to the Jays.
One of the people condemning the movie is Allison Josephs, executive director of Jew in the City, a nonprofit that works to dispel stereotypes about religious Jews.
Look at her face.
Now, let's take two sides on this. We also have a writer and comedian who's also Jewish.
Of course. Who's gonna win, the black or the J? Oh, man, how did I miss this? It's so good to dig and find these things. It wasn't even on YouTube. I found this on Facebook, guys.
Judy Gold. Her book is called Yes, I Can.
She's a J and her name is Judy. Judy! Judy, yes, I can say that because I'm a J.
Can say that. It's good to have you both. Thank you for having this conversation. As you know, I am an unabashed ally.
Oh, he's an ally. He's a good guy.
When it comes to supporting Jewish people and making sure that we never forget that there is still victimization. So that's
there is victimization.
That's why I think the conversation's worth having. Is this controversy or non-controversy? Let's discuss. Allison, you go first. Why is this not just funny or not funny and partially written by someone who was raised Jewish in Jonah Hill?
Well, first of all, I want to just thank you for giving me a platform to say this, because just writing like raging text to my friends and colleagues was not a large enough platform. It's not funny because the premise of the movie is that everybody loves black culture, which is great. And that's beautiful that the black community in the film can love their culture and be proud of it. And everyone in the film hates Jewish culture.
I don't think that was their main reason. It's also a Muslim black family. Double whammy.
From the moment the film opens up, you see them in Yom Kippur services. Everybody is a pervert and super off and weird.
I wonder why. So I guess the truth is anti-Semitic.
You see, rich Jews, you see Jews guilting people, and that's kind of just like the cheap shots.
No lies detected. Very well done representation from what she said. What do you guys say in the comments?
Where it gets dangerous is when Farrakhan-esque tropes and conspiracy theories get added in, like Jews profited off of, the slave trade.
Well, who owned the slave ships? Who was doing Black Friday? If you guys didn't know, that's when they put the slaves and they had an auction and discounts on human beings. Who did that? God's chosen people. But it's a conspiracy, guys.
In some sort of, outnumbered way, where there's this accusation that Jews are professionals all the way back. My father was the first in his family to go to college. So, yes, he is a doctor, but this notion that the father and the father's father and the father's 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 father, no, Jews came here running from Cossacks, running from Nazis, running from being exiled in the Middle East.
Exiles from the Middle East. These people just keep going, huh?
Penniless, facing every type of persecution.
Oy vey! And committing a genocide too.
There was segregation in this country. My grandfather went to a pool as a kid that said no blacks, no dogs, no Jews allowed. And so this is completely erasing Jewish history. They're turning us into white people. There are white passing Jews, but we are an indigenous people to the Levant.
This person thinks she's indigenous to the Levant. Let's see that DNA test, honey. Honey, let's see that DNA test. Wow. White passing. You are white.
And so, like, the Jewish perspective has been erased. And yes, it's been done by a Jew. And so that gives it some cover. And it's really problematic.
It's done by a J, and that's problematic. He's a self-hating J. Oh my God. She seems like she's so mad. But she's like, she doesn't know what to do because the person who created the film is a J and the actor is a J. And
let's just talk about that last point before I go to Judy. You said gives it some cover. The alternative idea would be, well, Jonah Hill doesn't want to hurt the Jews, and there are other Jewish people who are involved in the production. Certainly, they weren't trying to do something that was self-hating, as far as we can tell. Why is that not an indication that you may be too sensitive on the issue, with all due respect?
yeah, you think she's sensitive? They're very sensitive. Their skin is very, very sensitive.
Okay, so as an Orthodox Jew, we are visible on the street. Which
If she's an Orthodox J, is that a wig? Because that's the loophole. You're supposed to shave your head, cover your head. But then they put a wig because that's a loophole. But I don't know if that's a wig or not. I got to look again.
which means that, like in November, for instance, every 16 hours in New York, an Orthodox Jew was assaulted. So it's, for us, it's not kind of like, you know, fun.
Who every 16? Who was counting? Hold on.
New York, an Orthodox Jew was assaulted.
Hold on. Let me just go back a little bit.
Jew, we are visible on the street, which means that, like in November, for instance.
How is she visible in the street? Like, if you walked by this person, would you think she's an Orthodox J? No, I wouldn't.
Every 16 hours.
Okay, every 16 hours. So there's somebody standing there. Anti-Semitism. 16 hours. Anti-Semitism. Oh, vey. This is a lot, guys. This is a lot.
In New York, an Orthodox Jew was assaulted. So it's, for us, it's not kind of like, you know, fun and jokes and laughing and matzo balls.
It is to me. It is. Because it's not every 16 hours. That's a lie.
For us, actually, in the last 5 years have been the most violent attacks on Jews across the board, from Tree of Life to Poway to Jersey City to Muncie. Nobody is marching in the streets for us. The Nazis used propaganda to...
Yeah, the Zionists use propaganda. They're the new NZs.
To shift people's perspective about the Jewish community, and things that start off as funny jokes and haha, can't you just take a joke and have humor? When you slip conspiracy theories, when you erase a person's identity, when there's persecution in the past and present, and you replace that with whiteness and privilege and wealth, when the story is so much more complicated, people have no idea what we're facing right now. We had an attack, you know, a terror threat on synagogues recently in our area. My kids were afraid to go to synagogue on Shabbat.
On Shabbat. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should attack people even if they're worshiping Satan. But to each their own.
We don't want to live in a world like this. It's 2023. Why don't we be targeted? These ideas and it matters.
She's having a she's having a meltdown on live TV.
Why don't we be targeted? These ideas and it matters. It changes people's opinion, and it's so ingrained that people don't see it. Yeah.
Understood and respected. I don't think this is a debate about whether or not there's a threat, especially to conspicuous Jewish people, right? Meaning where you could be targeted because they...
Conspicuous.
They know, well, obviously this is a Jewish person, and whether it's because they're in traditional Orthodox dress or, of course, Hasidim.
Yeah, because you can't tell when you look at them because they're white.
would be even more conspicuous. So I take that point. That's not debatable. The debatable point, Judy Gold, is that more secular Jews like yourself and Jonah Hill are too invested in the joke and forget the trope that can go with the joke. Is that fair criticism?
I think sometimes it's fair criticism. I agree with Allison. You know, the climate right now is just awful. But this is a rom-com, a poorly written rom-com. These are fake characters. Do these, and it is also fostering discourse. We're all talking about this now. And so it's actually doing something positive in that way. Was I disgusted by some of these jokes? Yes, they're lazy. They were simple. Are there people like this? I'm sure there are.
Absolutely. There are, not you're sure. Absolutely.
And you have to realize Jonah Hill wrote this.
Oh, fantastic. He's a self-hating Jay. So you got the lady on the right, she's the religious Jay, and the one on the left is the secular. So the conservative and the liberal. And it doesn't matter. It's the same, two sides of the same coin. But the ones on the left are a little bit more lean, but they're still criticizing. So
he grew up in a very wealthy part of Los Angeles, and perhaps these are exaggerated characters that he has come in contact with, and he went for the joke. Was it funny? No.
It is funny. I laughed so hard when I watched that movie.
You know, you can joke about anything as long as the joke is really well written. And I think this is a lazy written, I mean, I didn't even get the chemistry between the two of them. I didn't even like Jonah Hill's character. I thought, who is this guy? And yeah,
but you don't think it's a threat, Judy. But you don't think it's a threat.
I don't think it's a threat. I think there's other things that are threats, like things that legislators say. I think Kanye is a threat. I think, I think, you know, and I'm also, you know, I understand, I get it, that Orthodox Jews who present themselves as Orthodox are definitely more seen. But I can also say that I get on stage every night and I talk about being Jewish, and I talk about it all over the country, and I get hate mail, and I get, not from Jews, I get hate mail from people who are anti-Semitic, and I'm also gay. And
oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, vey. Hey, vey. Oh my God. Oh, she's like, oh, I'm gay.
And I'm also out, and I know what that feels like to be othered, and I know what it feels like to watch something and cringe. But you know, we have the First Amendment in this country, and you can say whatever you want. And if you don't like it, you can talk about why you don't like it. But this is a ridiculous movie.
Oh, so we have the First Amendment, but don't you dare say anything about us because you are an anti-Semite.
It is a movie.
Well, look, the good news is that is exactly what we just did, was talk about it. And Allison, you will always be welcome on this show.
It's a rom-com, and they're not happy, which is supposed to be making fun of people. So you can make fun of everybody but them. Got it.
To make the case about your concerns. One, because it's my job, and two, because I'm not impartial or indifferent on the subject. I'm protective of Jewish people and their faith, and I love the culture and I love the people. And being called mishpucha is one of my proudest adjectives.
What about being called a stupid goy?
For myself, they're Jews in my family, and it matters to me, and I will defend it forever.
I guess this guy never read the Talmud.
And Judy Gold, one thing you left out about yourself, you're funny as hell. I was watching videos of you today to prepare for the segment. And
thank you. Yeah, I'm funny, but not Jonah Hill.
that's the point.
Thank you.
It is easier to joke about anything when you're funny as hell. And maybe this movie falls victim to that, although 55 million views. Allison?
60 million views. Oh, my God.
Keep fighting the good fight. You're always welcome here, Ms. Josephs. And Judy Gold, you're funny as hell. New off-Broadway show, I Can Say That, opens in New York City on March 4th at primary stages. To both of you, thank you for having the conversation.
Stupid goy. Yeah, but this is this is what I wanted to talk about today. Oh my God. When she's like, I'm Jay and I'm gay. Oh, this was so good. This was so good. But that's what I wanted to share with you today. I'd like to open up the floor for the community. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this. This was way too funny. I don't know. It just cracked me up. You can never please these people. I'm glad they were just saying it, man. You know, they're having like a meltdown, and I'm surprised I didn't call Eddie Murphy anti-Semite. All right, let's see some more comments. Thank you, Lazy Lex. Thank you so much. How you been? It's been a while. Thank you for the contribution. Oh, we got another one. Did you hear about the Israelis who were making fun of the unalived, I don't know if I can say this word, American soldiers? They were on Telegram mocking their unaliving in the war. Yeah. Yes, the Israelis were laughing that the American soldiers were unalived in the military base in Jordan because America wants to fight Israel's wars and want to unalive other countries' leaders and steal their oil. So when that country retaliate and hits American bases in the region, it ends up with the blood of servicemen. And the Israelis were laughing that those Americans were unalived for their nation. Because they're not being unalived for their nation, they're being unalived for Israel. Yeah, I saw that. It's disgusting. I pray for the family of the lost ones. They didn't sign up for that. They think they're serving their country. They don't know they're serving. You know, it's banking wars, guys. It's banking wars, and you know who owns the banks. Thank you, Casey. 500 shekels. We got us a watermelon. Free Palestine. I've never seen these things, the gifts. That's pretty new. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thought you're doing with your picture, the Shabbat Shalom. Oh, Yvey. Thank you, Casey. Polyfist, what's going on? Really ticked me off that Yee's J Manager took out a full-page ad in WSJ to say he made an anti-Semitic statement because of mental illness, and he'd be fine now that he's on meds. Equally irresponsible propagation of stigma. Yeah, I don't know much about that. He made an anti-Semitic statement because of mental illness. Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, the Kim Kardashian, which is a witch, you know, she does Kabbalah. She tried to put spells on him and steal his daughters and do all these things, and she's a witch. But I believe like Kanye probably sold his soul and tried to get it back, but it's very hard to get your soul back once you sell it to the Antichrist. And then he sounded like he was going back on track and singing praise music and worship songs and becoming closer back to Christ, but then the music still was kind of off, and the stuff he wore, and then he exposed the Jays, then he apologized to the Jays. It's just, I think he has a spiritual battle. He's going through spiritual battle. And the only way he can get on top is asking for the help of the Holy Spirit, because I believe they're probably attacking him. So pray for Kanye. Lord knows what he's going through. I mean, look what they did to Britney Spears, guys. Remember Britney Spears? Poor girl, man. They've done that to her, the tiny hat community. But thank you. Thank you, Triage Chick. I don't know why I thought it's Polyfest. Same picture. Maybe it's another account. My bad. Triage Chick. Okay. Got it. Or unless you change your name on YouTube. Maybe that's what you did. I just saw the picture. All right, let's see what else we got. Warrior of Light, thank you for tuning in and thank you for your contribution. Just wanted to say thanks, Josie, for all your hard work. Love Palestine, praying. Thank you. I really appreciate it. May the Lord keep on blessing you and protecting you. Thank you for your heart. Appreciate it, Warrior of Light. We all have to be warriors of light. Very many dark things are happening. And only the light, just a little bit of light, can shine. But one light is not enough. It needs all of us. If you have one dark room, you put one candle, you can see some light. But if you have multiple candles, then the whole place gets lit. So that's what we need. More warriors of light. Thank you, Warrior of Light. All right, let's see. Thank you, Dominus Novaroma. Dominus Novaroma. Could you say two sides of the same clipped coin instead? Oy, man. What do you mean? I ain't clipping the coins. Two sides of the same clipped coin. I like that. That's funny. Not be an anti-Semite. All right. And we got Triage Chick. Better handle, just dropped the MD. Fair enough. I saw the picture, then I read the name. I was like, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. And thank you so much for the mod work that you do here and on Discord. Make sure you guys join Discord. There's a big community there. And make sure you hit the like to boost the algorithm for this video so it can reach the mass. Also subscribe and check out the merch on the oliverootspodcast.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think I answered all the questions. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody who sent a gift or a super. Thank you for your supers and your gifts, everyone. I really appreciate it. You guys keep the show going. This was interesting, huh? The last video. Told you the last video is going to be it. Will you do a video on Sammy Davis Jr.? Who is that? Sammy Davis Jr. Oh, Sammy D. Yeah, you know what? I've seen some stuff on Instagram and he talks about the Zionists and inequality and the control. He's a singer and actor, so he probably had a double whammy. Yeah. I'll take a screenshot of this. Sammy D. Okay. I didn't know it was Sammy Davis Jr. That's his full name. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a good person to discuss. Yeah, let's see. He became a J? Maybe. I don't know much about him. He kissed the wall? Oy vey! No! No! Oy vey! He sure did. He sure did, guys. Oy vey. He kissed the wall. He kissed the wall. That's not good. I guess we still can, you know. Oy vey! Oy vey! No, oy no. No. Okay. I guess he did kiss the wall. See, I don't know much about him. I don't talk about stuff that I don't know, so. Let's see what else we got. Any more questions, guys? We had a good show. And thank you, the human earthling, for everything that you do. I really, really appreciate your hard work on Discord as well as on YouTube. Show her some love as well. And of course, thanks for all the people that have been supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee, on the YouTube memberships, the Patreon memberships, buying the merch to support people in need in Gaza, because that's where the money goes when you buy merch, whether it's a cap or the bracelet. Go to the oliverootspodcast.com, check out the merch, and if you feel led in your heart to support a family in Gaza, go to support on the website and you'll find 4 campaigns. Feel free to donate as low as $5. Everything helps. That money goes to Gaza, not for me. Let's see. Dominus, would you rather see several free Levantine countries or just one country? To be honest with you, one. If we can have the Levant, Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan, man, powerful. Rich culture, diversity, beautiful scenery, history. I would love. I mean, it used to be one big part of Asham, Syria. Then Jordan and Palestine, Transjordan, and you know, they've been divided with Europe and everybody else. But yeah, man, if we had one big Levant, man, I can just take a train from Jerusalem to Beirut, from Beirut to Damascus, from Damascus to Amman, from Amman back to Jerusalem, bro. I pray for that day. Even if we're 4 separate countries without Israel, still, man, I think we should be one because we're the same people. We're the same people. I love Lebanese people, Syrians and Jordanians. Those are my favorite, like my brothers and sisters. Yeah, that'd be nice. That would be very nice. Thank you for the question. That would be amazing, man. Wow, can you imagine? That's what they did before 1948. And then the Antichrist moved in. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. Any more questions, guys? Ladies and gents? Let's all go visit Palestine. God's willing. It will be free, and then everybody can come and people can go visit, and then the economy will be booming, and people can visit all sorts of holy sites. Yeah, it would be beautiful. It would be beautiful. All right, I think this is it for today. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Eddie Murphy and how he loved the J community and how he was praised and then criticized. And Jonah Hill called a self-hating J. So you can never please these people. So might as well don't try. Live your life. They're not important. They're insignificant. And their end is near. Their end is near. And until next time, Christ is king. And always free Palestine. See you next time.